This conference will now be recorded.
Yes, it's happening.
Hello.
Yeah, Sacha, it's breaking actually.
Guys, is it clear now? Now it's clear,
Yeah.
or it's still breaking?
Yeah, it's clear now.
Okay, so we covered on all about calculations in the last two sessions, like calculated measures, restricted measures, aggregations, difference from, right? And also we in calculated dimensions, we converted measure to dimensions. So here, you see difference from, and here we apply. Now you see how the things are changing with time, and here we also applied a measure input control to change the measures dynamically, right? We can dynamically change the measures in your widget using this measure input control. Same way, guys, we can actually change the dimensions in a widget using a dimension input control also. Okay. In this case, let's say insert another chart. Okay. So here I go. This time I'm going for this type of chart as a box plot chart. Here guys, in the comparison, I created almost all the types of charts: bar, column, combination, stacked line, waterfall. In the trend charts, we created all the three, right? Time series I used, line chart I used, stacked area I used. In the distribution, so far I used only tree map charts. So now I'm gonna make use of a box plot chart. So how the box plot chart work is, so I can pick a measure like net sales. I'll pick my measure as net sales. Okay. So then aggregate dimension. So it will aggregate your net sales at this level. So it will I'll take store here. So it will aggregate your net sales by store. Okay, so we got around 220 stores. So it will aggregate your net sales by store. And here you see it shows like a range. So you have 220 values. Okay. So this is your store range. Maybe here I'll go the styling. Let's add all borders. And the scaling, I'll go show in million. Let's add some decimals also. So now you see lower whisker is 1.85 million and upper whisker is 6.23 million. So that means there are like 220 stores between this range, and median store sales, net sales is 3.58 million. If you want to do this kind of a range analysis, range based analysis, we can make use of a distribution chart called box plot. So we got 8 outliers. Outliers in the sense which are outside your range. See, there is a store called WMart, which is 8.37 million outside your range. My range is between 1.85 to 6.23. So these are like outliers. Out of 220, 212 follow that range. So now here you can add few more dimensions. Okay, so you want to see this value by location. Here you see. So now in California, we got 140 stores, and the sale range in California 1.87 to 6.02 million, and we got eight outliers here above that value. In Oregon, 2.07 to 3.5 million, 4 outliers which are less than that range. In Nevada, in Oregon, so all these 56 stores are between 2.59 to 5.94 million range. In median sales as 3.56 million here. Here it is 3.16 million in Nevada, and in California it is 3.73 million median net sales. Okay. So here instead of location dimension, guys, I can make this dimension go dynamic by making use of a dimension input control. So here I go add dimension, create dimension input control. So these are like measure dimensions I created. I'll go date, location, product, and sales manager. So these are like the 4 dimensions I create. I use as part of a dimension input control. Okay. So if I select date and pick date at level 3 or level 2, I'll pick it level 2 better. Pick the date at level 2. You see for 2014. So what's your net sales? Okay, we got 220 stores in 2014 with net sales between 0.58 to 1.81 million, and median net sales is 1.06 million. In 2015, it's increased to 1.14 million median net sales. Range is between 0.13 to 2.32, and these are outliers above that range. And this is for 2016. So here, if I change from date to location, you will see it at location. Location dimension, I'll go level 1. Then you see for California, we got 140 stores. Nevada, Oregon. Again, if I go product, you see data for products. So alcohol sales is between 0.05 to 1.47 million. For carbonated drinks, 0.3626 to 1.30. For juices, it is 1.41 to 3.93 million. And these are outliers. Like that, you see for sales manager also. For every manager, what is the net sale happened at different stores. So Janet Bury, he's operating in 24 stores with net sales between 2.19 to 6.34 million. Like that, you see, I'll go date level 2. So like this, you can see here, guys, we can actually dynamically change the dimensions in a widget making use of dimension input controls. So you can put dimension and measure input controls in any type of charts, guys. It's not only in box plot, it can be on any chart. Okay, yeah, makes sense. Any questions, anyone? So if you want to do a range analysis, we can make use of a box plot charts. Any questions on dimension and measure input controls?
Satya, can we enable these labels at x-axis level for this chart?
Can you enable? Didn't get you, man. Okay, so now, so let's go on to the histogram charts. To another distribution chart, let's go insert a new widget. So far in the input controls, I covered measure and dimension input controls. Right, you see, so far in the input controls, I covered input controls which access page or widget level filters, calculation input controls, which will impact your calculations, right? Calculation input control based on dimension we created, based on static list also we created. Then we created measure and dimension input controls. So I'll give you, I'll also show how we create story filters. If we have some time, let's create story filters also. Okay, so now I'm going for Instagram chat. So this time I go for distribution and see in the distribution I'll go histogram. So here I go. I would like to see the net sales, measure as net sales, and aggregation dimension as location. So here you see, I take aggregation dimension as location. So here you see the net sale range is between 2.91 to almost like 154 million. So here I go. Let's go with all borders, 2 pixel width. I go x-axis format in million. Fine. So now you see here. So I got 4 locations where net sales range is between 2.91 to 18.03 million. Okay. So we got around 4. Okay. 4 locations, like 4 cities. In the location dimension, we have the data at city level, right? 4 cities having net sales between 2.91 to 18.03 million. 3 cities with 18.33. So like that, you see how many we have: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Total 10 bin cities taken. So now if I go onto the histogram chart, so here you see number of bins is 10. If I say number of bins is 8, so now your range will differ, like 2.91 to 21.8 million, 5 locations, 21 to 40 million. Okay. So here guys, I got around my highest sales is around 175 or something. Okay, so that's the reason it is in this case. You see the range is set automatically. It will take the minimum and maximum value automatic. Okay, so here I go take my minimum value as 20 million. Guys, I have only one location which is greater than 120 million. Taking a lot of time to render the data. It's taking a lot of time to write the data. Here I go, I take my this 140 million minimum value as
Okay, one small question. Why we are taking this aggregated dimension? It will not support the normal dimension.
hmm? Your voice is very low, man.
Why we are taking the aggregated dimension? Why we are not taking
Where
the normal dimension?
we're
Here
aggregating.
in this,
Aggregating. We're not taking any aggregated dimension, we're aggregating.
in the previous chart also we have taken. Is it mandatory to take the aggregated dimension?
So see here, um, guys, now I set my range manually. Okay. So my range is between 20 million to 140 million. Okay. So you see the range is nothing but 140 minus 20 is like 120 million is my range. You're dividing that 120 million into 8 bins. So 15 million, you'll see 15 million range for each and every bin. So guys, if you got too many stores, you got too many locations falling in one range, and there are 1 2 locations which are outside the range, you can also set this up. Okay. I got like 2 locations in this 20 to 35 range, 5 locations. Okay, there is something. I'll make it as 0, guys. I'll do one thing. I'll make 0. I'll take number of pins as 7. It's better. So now you see we got, yeah, I'm sorry. I taken from 20 million, that's wrong thing. So here 0 to 20 million, we got 5 locations with net sales between 0 to 20 million, and 5 locations with net sales between 20 to 40, like that. So guys, if you want to go for a proper range also, you can go for proper range. Here what I can do, I can make it as 160 million and go for 8 bins. So 20 million bin, I'm going for a 20 million bin, that's it. So you see it properly, 0 to 20, 20 to 40. How many locations having the net sales between these many? Okay. So that is how your histogram charts work. So these are like data distribution, guys. You want to see how your data has been distributed over the range. So you want to see these kind of data distributions, we make use of a distribution charts like histograms, box plot. These all are like data, how data is getting distributed. Okay. So you see here very clearly. So I went with 8 ranges. Okay, so between 0 to 160 million, and you see number of locations in that ranges. For 7 bins we have, and there is one bin between 100 to 120 and 120 to 140. I don't have any locations. That's the reason they're empty. So clear, guys? Histogram charts. Any questions on histogram?
Satya, I have a question.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. Uh, I'm just wondering how to decide which chart we should go and where. I mean, say for example, in
Yeah.
gas.
So this is one point. See, generally, guys, in SA panel, in SAC, so you never get a requirement like I should need this chat. I should. So generally, you get a business requirements. So no one will come and tell you I need this kind of chats. Okay. So generally, deciding the type of chat is always depends on the developer, how good he is with the reporting. First things, it comes with experience. One part. I'll give you some thumb rules, guys, like basic thumb rules. Mostly, right now I'm dealing through all the types of widgets, right? I'm showing you all the type of visualizations, all the types of measures, dimensions, what you can do. So what exactly we can do in reporting, I'm showing. So next, I'll use with a use case, right? I'll be creating few stories based on some business case. So then you'll understand, okay, so this is the requirement and he took this kind of chat. So you'll get to know what type of chats to be used for different requirements in the upcoming sessions, like when I start creating stories on some particular requirement. And one more thing, so one requirement can be achieved through multiple widgets. So different developers choose different chats also. There are I say, right, there are different cases. Like even I take I just take myself. So in one story, in one page for one analysis, I take bar chart for similar analysis, for same analysis. There is nothing changed. I might take another chart. Okay. So generally, different people take different type of visualizations. So one thing, guys, it should satisfy you and it should satisfy the user. That's that visualization. Okay. So we can achieve an outcome with different type of visualizations. First point to be noted, it is completely a developer's take to choose what kind of chart he's familiar with. Okay, but there are some thumb rules, guys. There are some thumb rules in the reporting. Right, if you have too many data points in the sense, like I told you, right, there are 220 stores. You got around 220 stores, right? You cannot show 220 stores through a bar chart or a column chart. So you got too many data points. We always say to the people, make use of these correlation charts. Like, got too many data points, use correlation charts like scatter plots, cluster bubble, and bubble charts. Okay. If you're doing simple analytics, like comparison analytics, if you're comparing two measures or something, you make use of comparison charts. Okay. If you're doing with date dimension, if you're going with the date dimension, date as a dimension, okay, that means trend, using the trend of the data, you make use of time series or line charts. Generally, when we have date as a reference dimension, we either use line charts or time series charts. 2 points to be noted, guys. When you're doing it on date, I repeat this point again and again, when you're doing anything on date, you're seeing some trend of your data, you want to see the trend of your data, whether your sales are in upward trend or downward trend. So make use of line and time series charts. The basic thumb rules, guys, if I write like rules of reporting. So one first thumb rule is your first page should contain all KPIs. Your first page should contain all KPIs. Okay, in analytic reporting is your first page. This is your first page. Okay, so this, you see all the KPIs, right? And generally, if any user asks you to get me the number of orders created so far, the overall number of orders created, overall number of delivery happened. Okay, so in that case, make use of numeric pointer charts to show the number, overall numbers. You want to show only the overall numbers without any dimension in place. Only overall numbers without referencing any dimension. Go for numeric pointer charts. Okay. So that is one rule we follow. So if you have too many data points, right, you see in this cross sales analysis page, guys, you got too many data points. I got too many stores. You want to show them in a visualizations, make use of correlation charts. Correlation charts in the sense that's like a bubble and scatter plot charts. Got too many data points. We're comparing multiple measures. Make use of column or column and line chart. Column line charts, waterfalls, anything. If you're doing any trend analysis, guys, trend analysis in the sense like based on date dimension, like your reference dimension is date dimension. This is some thumb rules. So for this, you can make use of line or time series charts. You want to see a percentage comparison, percentage distribution. Means like, for suppose you have like 100 orders created, out of which 20 orders are created in location 1, 25 are created in location 2, like that. You want to see 20% is from location 1, 25% is from location 2, like that. So make use of pie charts. So if you want to do a percentage distribution, we simply make use of pie chart. Okay, you see here, guys, somewhere I created a pie chart. In location analysis, we'll create a lot of pie charts. Percentage distribution. This is your overall number. Out of this overall number, 66% of revenue is contributed from California, 35%, 25% is from Oregon, 8% is from Nevada. You want to do a percentage distribution or percentage contributions. I don't say percentage distribution, percentage contribution. We make use of pie charts. Okay. So you want to see the data distribution. Okay. So like how your data has been distributed over a specific range. So data distribution by range. So means what we do is we'll aggregate the data at what one dimension level and show the distribution at one dimension level. So we can make use of these charts like box plot or histogram. So these are like data distribution charts. It's like it will show how your data has been distributed over range of data. Okay, like range based analytics, we call them as. Or it can also make use of tree map, heat map charts. I'll go tree map. These are like different types of charts we so you understand it, guys. Like the user asks you, okay, so get me the number of orders created, overall number of orders. Go for a numeric pointer chart. If the user come with this suggestion that, okay, I would like to see how much percentage of my orders are created from this location, from location X, location Y, and location Z. So in this case, you can go for a pie chart. Okay, so you want to compare your sales with deliveries. So you go for a bar or a column charts, or you go for line and combination bar, column and line charts, like that. Cross comparisons. Okay, and most of the cases we go for comparison charts only. So then you want to, some user wants to see the how your net sales has been changing with time. Okay, what's the trend of your data? So go for a kind of a line or a time series chart. Okay, So that's how you take it up. So clear, right? Just follow these rules when getting the number type of charts. Okay, so you'll understand it, guys, more and more precise. Like once I start uh, with the requirement, once I start fulfilling the requirement, you understand these types of charts. Why I pick that type of chart, this type of chart. Okay, yeah, makes sense. At least this one gives you some understanding, right?
Yes, Satya.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so now I'm coming back. So I'll make use of CGRs here. Okay, compounded growth rate. Okay, a CGR can be done only on bar or a column chart. It is applicable only on bar or column chart. Okay, only with date dimension in place. Compounded growth rate, guys. Compounded growth rate is always based on year, right? We call it as CAGR, also compounded annual growth rate. It is calculated based on date always. Okay, so means at what rate your company is growing. So you should have date as a dimension, and it is applicable only on bar or column chart. So I just go create a bar column, horizontal means a column chart. So I'll take my net sales here. I'll take my dimension as date dimension. I'll set my date hierarchy as so you see, so this is your net sales for 2014, 15, and 16. So here now you have an option called, so let's say add. In the add, you see an option called CGR, compounded growth rate. So you see, I can say a company at annual rate growing at 15.39%. So the formula for CAGR or CGR is, guys, if I take CAGR formula, is it? So ending value, it always consider the end value and beginning value. Don't consider the intermediate values. Okay, ending value by beginning value. The power of 1 by number of years. I got 2 years. Okay, minus 1. This whole divided with 100%. Divided with 100 gives you the growth rate formula. So it means 320 by 240. Okay, to the power of 1 by 2 means it's like square root of that. So minus 1 gives you the CAGR multiplied with 100 gives you CAGR percentage. So means your company is growing average on a rate of 15.39% over period of time. So guys, growth rate is always calculated annually. We never calculate the growth rate at quarterly or monthly, guys, because I told you, right, most of the companies are seasonal. They don't post uniform numbers across all the quarters. So it's not ideal to calculate the growth rate at quarter or month level. If you see, when we can do it at quarter level, if I go at level 3, it will take your initial quarter, your final quarter, and say 0.51%. But here there is some high values occurred, but it will not consider. It always consider the ending value and beginning value. It always considers end value and beginning value. If your organization is seasonal, okay, it gives uniform numbers in the quarters. It's not ideal to calculate the growth rate at quarter level. No company does growth rate calculation at quarter or month level. It always does the calculation at year level. That's the reason we call it as compounded annual growth rate. CAGR. So the beauty with SAP Analytics Cloud is it has got an inbuilt formula. Okay, we no need to go and write some formulas here. It has got an inbuilt formula to calculate your CAGRs. Okay, so this is your CAGR of for the years. Okay, then let's make use of error bars. Okay, so let's go with error bars. Okay, just give me a moment, please. Just a minute. I'll be back in a minute and I'll start covering the remaining topics. Just a minute. Okay, right. Let's go ahead. Guys, like one quick update. Generally, if we miss out any session on the weekdays, we actually work on the weekends, guys. Like Saturday, we don't work on Sunday. So last week we seen a lot of people saying that's not possible, but like I'm very honestly saying, see if any session get cancelled due to any reason on weekdays, so we gonna work on Saturdays, please. So from now onwards, we'll not be canceling on Saturdays, like based on the people's what we say priority or something. So we always say to the people, Saturday is always an optional working day. Okay. If something goes wrong, because SAC server goes on and off lot many times, even so even I get some personal issues here and there. So just to offset that, we work on Saturdays. Okay, please be prepared for Saturdays also. I'm just giving you a prior heads up. Generally, we give it on the day one itself. So Saturday is always an optional working day for us.
But only when session cancelled on weekdays,
Session
right?
cancelled or if track is getting delayed, it's our call. I am saying it very honestly. See, we give very much flexibility, but sometimes we take the decision, and yes, you guys need to follow. Sometimes, not all the times. Sometimes we listen to you. Sometimes you need to listen to us. If we are on delay, okay, if I'm having some plan like something coming up, so I'll take sometimes the sessions on Saturdays. Okay, so guys, but we will announce it prior only, at least one day prior. We don't announce it on Friday evening or something. We will announce 1-2 days prior only. It's not like we'll announce it on Friday evening and Saturday morning that we have a session. We give a proper intimation, but make sure you're also concerned. Okay, coming back, let's go now. I insert another chat. So let's go with error bars. Guys, error bars, I don't have a proper scenario right now to create an error, but I'll show you how an error bar works. I'll do a proper error bars in predictive analytics. I'll show you how a real error bar looks in when I do reporting on predictive analytics. So I'll clearly show these options. Okay. Error bar. Maybe I can simply copy this widget. I can copy this. Remove CGR. I'll remove the CGR. I copy the same widget. Okay. So guys, generally error bars are majorly used in predictive analytics, guys. Predictive analytics or forecasting. See, for suppose we forecasted a value like 10 million. So I forecasted my sales to be 10 million, which can go maximum to 12 million in some cases, or it can come down to 8 million also. Forecasted value is 10 million, but if market condition is good and we are company perform well above expectations, it can go till 12 million also. If your organization is not doing good, and it can come down to 8 million also. So these kind of if you want to show these kind of forecasting analysis, so where you give you the forecasted value, and also you can give this can go maximum to this value and minimum to this value, we can make use of an error bar to show the exact value and max value and min value also. Okay. So, and also guys, when you're doing some inventory reporting, imagine you got some inventory reporting. So in a store, so you want to see, you have a current inventory. For suppose you got a current inventory, and you want to show the max inventory and min inventory also. Like, so how your current inventory uh, is ranging between your maximum inventory and minimum inventory, we can make use of an error bar. When you do some stock price analysis, guys, like you want to show this current stock price and how it is varying from 52-week high, which is your high value, and 52-week low, we can also make use of these error bars. Okay, the error bars are actually two types of error bars. You see, we got static error bar and dynamic error bars. I'll create both. So first here I'll go for a static error bar. So here I'll say add an error bar. You have fixed error bar and dynamic error bar. Fixed error bar is like you have fixed value, like how much percentage it will go up or down. Okay, so this is your forecasted value. For suppose this is my forecast. Imagine this is not your actual, so this is your forecast. This can go plus or minus 10%. This can go plus or minus 10%. In this case, I go 10 here. And in the display options, for data labels also. So here you see, guys, for 2016, your actual net sales is 320 million. Error is 288 to 352 million. So lower is 288, it can go lower to 288 million, it can go max to 352. Okay, this is like we call it as fixed error bars, guys, like plus or minus 10%. Okay, we can also have a dynamic error bars. Maybe if I just say copy this widget, copy to advanced options. Here I delete this error bar from the designer mode. I'll go add an error bar. So this time I go for dynamic, guys. In the dynamics, you can pick lower error, fixed lower error value, or upper error value. So generally in predictive analytics, guys, like when you do some forecast, So you have a forecasted number, and you will have another measure created like lower error measure and upper error measure. Separate measures gets created for lower and upper errors. So you can put those measures as part of lower errors and upper errors. Okay. So if you go for inventory, guys, you can take a max inventory, okay, and a min inventory by store, okay, like based on aggregation dimension as store, and do that also. But here I don't have that inventory data. I really don't have uh, predictive analytics data. So I'm just creating a random measures here. Okay. See guys, my net sales is nothing but gross sales minus discount. If discount becomes zero, my gross sales will become my net sales will become gross sales. So for my net sales, upper error value is gross sales, right? For net sales, upper error value I'm taking. A company can give is 50%. Okay, this company can give maximum 50% discount. In that case means, so if 50% discount is given, that means your discount value and net sales value will be same, right? If discount percentage is zero, net sales will become gross sales. If discount percentage is highest, so 50% of gross sales will go to discount and remaining 50% will go to net sales. So in that case, I'll take lower error value as discount. So here again, I go discount as lower error and gross sales as upper error. Dynamic display options.
Satya, on what basis the percentage value will be derived? The percentage value initially you set it as the 10%, right? So on what basis the 10% means will come to that decision to put like
This one,
10%?
right? Plus or minus 10%.
Yeah.
This
So
is given by the business.
so business, how business will come to that means, okay, is
That is
it?
all about forecast static error. Honestly, right? The upper and lower will be by the predictive analytics. Do this work.
Your voice got break. Sorry, Satya.
Maybe. So guys, you see, this is a predicted data set.
Yeah.
Where I have errors bars also. Let me just. So guys, you see error min and error max is also you see. This is your forecast value and this is your error max value and error min value. So generally when you do some forecasting, your error max and error min are auto generated by the system. Guys, just a moment, please. I got some important call. Just give me a moment. Stopping the recording.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, guys, I'm sorry. I got some important call to attend. So yes. So generally when you do the forecasting, guys, so you along with the forecasted number, you see an error max and error min number also gets generated. So generally when you showcase it into the reporting, right, like once the forecast numbers are generated, we showcase it in form of a dashboard to the end users. So there we actually make use of this. Okay, error bars. Okay, Got it, right? So that is how your time series charts were shown. Anyway, you'll get to know them. See, I'm right now showing all the options in the reporting. I'll use these options. Like in the future, I'm going to use all these options in different use cases, like in predictive, in planning, in even in business intelligence. Also, I'll come up with a lot of requirements. So I'll try to work with this once again. That I don't really speak about an option. I'll show how we're going to use it. That's it. Okay. So this is how we have an error bars options in the reporting.
Satya, I have a question. So usually a tool, sorry, I mean, this is not relevant to chats actually, it's a normal form of question. Usually a tool will be differentiated in three types. Right? Like say for example, if you take BW, modeling, extraction, reporting, does it the same way SES also works like business intelligence or something else? Is there any?
The business intelligence is all about reporting. Man. So we have live connections in place. We don't really need to get extraction data modeling. You'll get to know about it once you start the data modeling.
We have data modeling and reporting, only two things here, right? To work
Yeah,
on our
we have
planning.
data modeling and
Data modeling and reporting, right? Business
this is
intelligence.
reporting only, right? What I'm doing is all reporting,
Business intelligence.
analytics. See, don't compare with BW. I really speak to a lot of BW consultants. They still think from a BW perspective, SSIS is complete different product. You don't see any T codes. It's not an ABAP based server. It's a different style altogether. Data modeling is not about DSOs and InfoCubes. Someone asked me the question. So how you do the data modeling? Do you have DSOs in SAC? So I just honestly say, so data modeling is completely different. Reporting is different. Everything is different in SAC. Okay. Uh, Even you take data modeling in native HANA is different from BW, right? The S4 also does different way of data modeling. So come out of your BW perspective. That's what I say to the people.
This one we call it as business intelligence, right? The way we are creating charts, everything we call it as
Yeah,
business
anything in
intelligence.
any visualization that gives an end user to make some decision is a BI, business intelligence, right? Reporting is nothing but business intelligence.
Okay.
Reporting means business intelligence, right? So guys, I created CGRs, error bars. I also created uh, so let's create some kind of a story filters, and also let's make use of a comment widget, guys. What exactly we mean by comment widget is, I'll just give a simple example. Uh, so here I go. So for suppose here I got a reference line, right? Let me edit my reference line in the designer mode. So in the reference line, I given the fixed value is 3,000, guys. I'm decreasing it to 2,500. Imagine, change my reference line from 3,000 to 2,500. Okay. So here in analytic reporting, so based on user ask or something, we'll make lot of changes to the widgets. Okay, but it should be documented. Right, generally everything in the reporting should be documented, but most of the people don't document the changes. They really don't document anything in the changes. So SAP Analytics Cloud has given one option, like to document the values like in form of a comment. Okay, in analytic reporting we have an option of comment widget, using which you can document your changes. Okay, the same comment widget is used in planning for different purpose. Okay, so it is actually given for planning, but lot of organizations, what they're doing is they're using comment widgets for documenting the changes happened on the widgets. In this widget, now what I'll do is, let's say go add a comment. Generally this comment is given for planning reporting, where if any user comment changes the values, right, that has to be documented. Planner, whenever planner comes, make changes to the data, it should be documented through comment. So here what we can do is, in this widget I can say minimum orders value in reference line. change from 3000 to 2500. Add a comment. We added a comment on this widget. So minimum address value in reference line changed from 3000. You know who commented it at what time. You want to delete it. You want to edit it. You want to go for like it. Okay, and you don't want the end users to see these comments, guys. In the display mode, come out of comment mode. So means comments are saved. Okay, but it will not be displayed to the end user. If you enable comment mode, then only it's seen. Okay, so generally we write the comments and we come out of that comment mode on the widget. Okay, so here you see come out of the comment mode so that end users will not access this comments.
So Satya, these comments should be transported from development to production, or can we directly comment it in production, like planning?
You can directly comment it. See, planning is different. Commenting is happen directly on production. In
Yes.
planning, I'll discuss about commenting, but here also you can do this. You can write the
Okay.
comments in normal production box also.
Okay.
Okay, but majorly guys, the comments are majorly used in planning. I'll cover about comments and the planning, because that when I speak about data distribution, I'll really speak about the commenting. Okay, but as of now, so even we are using commenting also in BI and analytics just to document the changes. It is acting as a documentation to document your changes happened on that widget. You make any change on the widget any point of time, instead of writing that in a particular maintaining a Word or Excel sheet to document the changes, you can write the documentation within the story. Okay, that's one advantage we can make use of the comment mode. Okay, so that is about commenting. And guys, now let's go on to the story preferences and story settings. Okay, already out of time, huh? So I'll do one thing. I'll create story filters today. Maybe story settings, story preferences, I'll do it in the next session. In session 10, we'll work on story settings, story export, story preferences, story performance, all story related options like performance, exporting, preferences. And also if you got some time, we'll go with hyperlink and explore. So here guys, I go to tools, apply story filter prompts. So right now it's already shown. So now you can create some story filters, guys. Here you see, add a story filter or prompt. Add a story filter now on dimension, that is product dimension. I'm creating a story filter on product dimension where I select alcohol, carbonated drinks, and juices. I'm not selecting others. I don't want any of my widget to show data for others. Okay, and this one I would like to have it as a static filter. I don't. So if I remove this option, it will be a static filter. No end user in the view mode can change the filter condition of the story filter. Okay. So story filters will have a cascading effect on your page and widget level filter space. So what do we mean by cascading effect is, so I'll show you cascading effects. So now I created one static story filter, that is your product dimension should show data for alcohol, carbonated drinks, and juices. Means all the widgets in all the pages will show data for only these three products. It will not show data for others. Others is excluded directly from the story, and it's a static filter. No user can edit it. You can also create some kind of a dynamic filters here in story level. Okay, generally guys, in analytic reporting, we really don't create big story filters, guys. So we create story filters in operational reporting where you want to play with the data using filters. But in analytic reporting, we really don't create big filters. I tell you again and again, we don't really see more story filters in analytic reporting like visualization reporting. Okay, so I go now on location. So where I select all three, okay, and this time I'm going for dynamic. So allow viewers to modify selections. Here you see. Edit filter. So this filter now I allow viewers to modify selections, means end users in the view mode can modify this. So they cannot modify pay story, means like product, but they can modify this. Let's save this story now. Now I'm gonna switch on to the view mode. I go first page, sales analysis page. You get this kind of thing. Let's rerun the story once. Let's rerun, re-execute. So in the view mode, you see here guys, so right now, so this is static filter. You cannot change any values. Whereas this is dynamic, user can change. Users remove Nevada. So all the widgets will be by default filtered with California and Oregon on. So by default filter on California all widgets. So this story level filters will have a cascading effect on your page and widget level filters. Now you see location is a widget level filter. So you see now Nevada is completely graded out from this because it is not selected in story filter. So we call this as a cascading effect. Means if one value is removed in a story filter or not selected in story filter, so that value will be graded out by default in page and widget level filters. Means you can make a further selection between California and Oregon in this filter, but you cannot. Now I again remove Oregon so that only these three widgets, right, will show data only for California. Remaining all widgets in the story will show data for California and Oregon, whereas these three widgets will show data only for California. Okay, so that is how it works. So if I enable Nevada, so it will show for all Nevadas. Right? Makes sense? So your story level filters will have a cascading effect on your page and widget level filters. Right? So that is about my story options, guys, for today. So in the next session, I'll completely work on these are not development options, story development, like story settings, how we export the stories, how we set the preferences for the stories. So what are the performance options for reporting? And then if you got some time, I'll show you how we link different stories, and we also work on Explorer, which is like a self-service option. So I'll try to complete your entire reporting options by tomorrow. Okay, if not tomorrow, at least by Friday. So that we will start with data modeling. Okay, once these are done. All right, everyone, I stop here. Thank you all. Have a great day. Thanks so much.